Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just kind of announcing that zspan.org is now public. The source code will be published. It's going to be at the end of the day today, so if you're seeing this and it's not at the end of the day on July 23rd, then it's probably not published at the minute. The reason for that is I'm still going through and removing personal comments and things like that just for, it's just publicizing purposes. It just shouldn't be there and stuff like that. So that it's just actual code instead of comments made during the production of the code and things like that. So as far as that, I guess I'll show you around. So zspan.org, again, the intention of it is to be a virtual library for local politics. You're able to eventually follow a topic for a city, follow a city and get updates of what's going on, what's happening with it, email alerts, keyword alerts. Eventually, not at this point, it will have infographics that you can generate if you have your own API key attached to it, as well as other things depending on what your API key can actually handle. As of right now, I'm not sure if I will have this released, but there's a CLI component, which is a command line interface. I'll explain that at the end. Actually, it makes more sense. So right here on zspan.org, you will see there's only one county. So I have to be careful with the publicizing of the data, just because it's kind of complicated. It's not too complicated. I just need to, at this early of the project, ensure that everything's correct on it. So these are all hand publicized and hand verified, basically, like by me. So I'll show you around. So first, county, Mojave. As always, these are the states that I'm planning on expanding it to. I just comfortable with just only showing publicly the ones that I personally verified, and also, as the previous video had, there were names and roles attached to each quote. For the public view of this one, I'm not going to do that at the moment for a lot of reasons. I just think it's safer to leave it removed for now until I'll just leave it at that. So right now, with Mojave, I only have Bullhead City and Kingman. So let's see Bullhead City. As always, the user interface, the channels, and the guide. So Bullhead City, let's see. So July, we have July 7th. As always down here, you have the other episodes, and then the year. So for the first one of the City Council, it says on air. I'll just follow that one first. So it explains it's a solo artificial intelligence project, strengthening democracy, more digestible formats for participation. If you want to read it, that's fine. So it may not be 100% accurate, of course, so I understand. And here you go. So with the public release, as of right now, I don't exactly have the librarian active. There's a lot of reasons for that. I'll leave it at that. So as of right now, you're unable to use the librarian, but eventually you will. And if you don't know what that is or what I'm talking about, I'm sure you know what a librarian is. If you don't know the application of it right here, then in the previous video before this, it actually shows it being used. It's basically just you talk to it and it provides cited references of the answers of what it's saying. Excuse me. So now we have the regular city council meeting. 50,000 river fund transportation grant published. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we have the synopsis. City council approves a $127,000 agreement with Catholic Charities Community Services. Oh, excuse me, let me click this.
Thank you for everything you've done, Mike. You're my friend for life.
I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear it, actually.
Anyway.
Thank you for everything you've done, Mike. You're my friend for life, bud.
Anyone else? No? Thank you.
This will take
April,
a really
welcome.
long time, to be honest, if I do the citations like I did in the last video. So each claim made goes back to an immediate citation within the video, because the entire point of it is to be grounded in actual facts and stuff like that. So each one of these claims is referenced back to an actual point in the video, so you can see it and verify it yourself. So let's see key decisions. Approve $50,000 river fund assistance grant. 6th Amendment to Cities Catholic Charities Community Service. 48-month capital financing lease for 6 diesel Toro mowers. And yeah. So right here, community calls to action. With the vote early in person at Mojave County Library through July 17th, or request a mail ballot by July 10th. So here I'll show you the karaoke right here.
So as you all know, the primary election will be held on Tuesday, July 21st. The last day to register to vote for the primary election is June 22nd, excuse me. To vote early in person.
So again, to save time, I'm just gonna kind of skip this. It's public if you want to go ahead and see it. Zspan.org, ZSPAN.org. And then as the videos get added, you will see on the left-hand side of the different episodes, in a sense. That kind of makes sense. With the key decisions, I decided not to put the karaoke thing since it just kind of didn't make sense. And they are summarized from different parts of the transcript. So instead, if you see here, you'll see the verbatim transcript source of the actual text in it that explains it if you want to see it. As well as, I believe the transcript is in full right here with the entire thing. I'm not sure if I provide that actually publicly of how we see it. So yeah, and you can change the reading style of each key decision. Most key decisions usually have a discussion. It appears this one doesn't. So with this one, you can see authorize the 48-month capital financing lease for 6 diesel Toro mowers. So right here, usually would say a name and then a role of like mayor or vice mayor, city council member, stuff like that, or official or expert. Like I said, as of right now, it just says speaker. Eventually, and as I've shown in the previous video, I have it working, but I'm just not gonna attribute it yet to people. So I'm just gonna wait on that at the moment. So right here, you will see
Mayor Delman and council members, before our Public Works Director talks about the lease of the mowers, I just want to remind the council and the community that we generally buy everything that the city utilizes. We pretty much own all of our equipment. The one thing that we've leased over the years is lawnmowers. It's a tough environment here, a lot of dust, a lot of heat, and we have...
So again, I'm not going to go over all of it. Sure, so this one. So you can see really quick with the discussions, it's a speaker. It's only official speakers and stuff like that. It's official speakers, like officials, experts, and other stuff like that within that cluster. So then you can see right here a kind of synopsis or just a little parentheses of what exactly it's talking about within the discussion of the officials discussing the key decision. So eventually the goal is to attribute it to their cast profile, which I will show at the end. So right here, presses staff on diesel mower choice amid roughly $2 per gallon premium over gasoline.
Angie, the only question I came up with is the fact that these are diesel mowers.
I'm not sure why the audio is doing this. I think it has.
Angie, the only question I came up with is the fact that these are diesel mowers. Why did we choose diesel versus regular gasoline, since diesel gasoline right now is close to $2 a gallon more?
So that's okay. So that's one publicized video. Let's see the others. So Mojave, Kingman. Oh, excuse me. So again with the public view, or I won't get too ahead of myself. My bad. So city council. Again, I believe this is the most important thing that it says. So yeah, I'm not going to keep reading all of it. So as always, the synopsis is here. It has the citations for each claim, the key decisions. Again, I'm not going to read it. If you want the verbatim transcript for each key decision, it's right here. If you want to see actually where it's from, excuse me, the authorized submission. So again, I'm not going to read it. The discussion's under it, so we'll see this.
I pulled this because I just wanted to talk. I pulled this because I just wanted to talk briefly about our trip to DC. We hear from the public all the time about, why are you going back to DC? Why are you spending taxpayer dollars? Why are you, is anything coming of it? And I really wanted to bring the attention to this item, because this is an example of what can happen when you sit across the table from your delegation back in DC. So I want to thank Senators Kelly and Gallego for listening to us, for taking our meetings. I want to thank staff. I want to thank Ms. Moline and City Manager Walsh for explaining the projects. We go there with a stack of projects and an ask of money that's a mile long. And we talk to them about these projects, and we talk to them about how expensive it is, and we talk to them about our funding sources. And they really do listen. And this time, we got to come back with a suitcase full of money. So we got $500,000 that is going to help with our drainage and help mitigate that drainage up Stockton Hills. So I really want the public to understand that these trips are important. These relationships that we foster are important, and they do hear us all the way back in DC, and it's important. So
I completely agree. So, and then
But I did skip over that one sentence.
listen to audio. It's complicated.
But I did skip over that one sentence. It said congressionally directed spending grant program, which included $493,000 in grant money. I mean, we see all these grants that are directed to the city that are possibilities that we can apply for. But by us going back there in person, it really puts more emphasis on where we need the money. And so I appreciate all that you've said about that.
So again, like I said, it's the actual key decision, and then under it, it's just the discussions of the officials in reference of what they've said in reference to the key decision, stuff like that. In the future, this will build into, I believe I already said this, cast profiles of different positions that they've taken for long-term tracking and stuff like that. Let's see those. I guess I'll just do one more. I'm not sure.
Councilman Dykens, you bring up a valid point. I had a citizen also bring that to my attention, that why don't we wait until, as Kimberly Horn mentioned, why don't we wait until after Flying Fortress Parkway opens, because it's going to take a lot of traffic off the south bench there, southeast bench of our city, and move it. It should help alleviate some of these problems. So, as you mentioned, maybe do the study a couple of months after that opens and see how. I think we would get better data then. So you bring up a valid point.
So again, just to emphasize, again, it's just the discussions of each official and their positionings on the actual key decision. And yeah. Okay. And then under that, the community calls to action. So we'll see those.
We have a number of commissions like this one. In fact, this one alone will have 2 vacancies coming up in January 27, and we have a number of other commissions that are. Everybody wants to be on certain commissions, and we understand that. And please keep posted and watch the city website so that you can see the openings that will come available. And please resubmit your applications. And thanks again for being here tonight.
So I don't know if I emphasize this, but the community calls to action is basically anything that the officials say that is like a community call to action. So I should have said that, but yeah, so there's ones that I've seen before where it talks about volunteering at like an animal shelter, just ones that talk about like previously of voting or just things for people to know of. So the goal of this key decisions is so that you can easily understand what happened within the meeting if you don't want to watch it or if you just want it distilled. Discussions, of course, is the discussions within the key decision if you are wondering what people are saying about it, if you want to see if someone you voted in for a certain reason is really sticking to that position and stuff like that. But I'll just kind of not go too much into that right now because that's not there yet. Or if you're just curious and you just kind of want it distilled into bite-sized chunks of like what did they talk about, what did they say in relation to it. Excuse me. That's pretty much it at this time. So that's the public view. Now the other one, so then there's cast basically. As of right now, I don't have them ready, so like when you click it, it just doesn't say anything. It just says the actual mayor's seat and their term. Eventually, I don't have this as the public view for now. It will have quotes they've said, positions they've taken, and I'll leave it there. And again, every single thing will be cited, and I'll leave it there in a format that is archivable. I'll just say that. So yeah, and what else? Okay, so now with the non-public view, this one is kind of hard to explain. Excuse me. So, by processing these, I have to spend tokens, right? I have to spend tokens and process it in a certain way, as all of this explains, right? There's a whole system behind it. Now, that costs a lot of money to do that nationally. So I could do it if I had the money. I could do it, right? I don't have the money. So because of that, what I have is a CLI, which is basically like it's a client. I'll just leave it at that. It's a client terminal thing you open. I don't have it right now at the moment. Let me see if I can grab it 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. This time I have the CLI. So the idea is, again, like I said, it costs money to process each of the recordings, and it costs tokens. So for people to be able to do their own, although I don't have this accessible just yet, I have the command line interface, like I said. So for these videos here or these episodes, how I have it listed, let's say episode coming. So when you're in the logged out view, that's basically like the library view, or how I see it as a library view. So it's only the publicized videos that are like on air and stuff that I've already processed with tokens, and they're just pre-processed basically. Now, of course, people want to process their own and have their own workspaces. I'm not going to get into the workspace thing, but I'll just show this. So for those, you will see, you can click the one that is unprocessed. You'll have to be logged in. Excuse me. You have to be logged in to actually have this function. But the idea is you will click process meeting on your own, and then at that point, it's you processing it in the exact same way I process it. It's just on your own time and your own machine and stuff like that. So I can't verify the output of it like I can in such a way of these, to where I can guarantee and see it and approve it on my own. So like it's not complicated, but I'll just leave it at that. It's not complicated. It's not too complicated. So this is what the CLI looks like. I can drag it over here. Excuse me. Same thing. I understand the data is not 100% accurate, or may not be 100% accurate. Sorry, it is. It may not be 100% accurate. And I accept the consequences of treating it as such. And then the workspace. So the idea is here, you have your own local workspace where then you can click process, and then it'll add it to your workspace, where you can then, I'll just leave it there. I don't want to get too complicated in it. So as of right now, if you hit process meeting, you will instead get Rickroll, because I don't want people to process it. So yeah, as far as that, basically you would hit process meeting, and it does a callback directly to the CLI, and then it adds it to your workspace. So that's just not something I'm going to have open at the moment. And then you still have to log in to do all that. And yeah, so then again, the guide is going to be a guide of just a collection of the calendars of different city council meetings, and the ones that are live will be on here. So you can see, today I believe is Thursday, so there should be some today. I don't have this activated, but in theory, or not in theory, when it's activated, you'll just see the little dots, and you can zoom in and click it, and then see it in a string format, or just in a card format, kind of like how YouTube has it with episodes. And that's pretty much it. If any critiques, leave a comment. If you're a developer and you want to collaborate or anything, the disclaimer we'll have on the bottom of it, I think it already does, of my GitHub as well. It's pretty good. I mean, it's really, really good. It's just, it's a complicated system, and also something like this I feel should be, it just makes the most sense to be publicized in an open source manner, to where other people can not just audit it, but also collaborate with it. So yeah, the goal of it's to basically be a public utility and a virtual library. Like I said, there's some, not issues, but it's complicated to make it a virtual library because that costs a lot of money. And if you can tell, as I scale it to different states and cities, one, it costs money, which isn't an issue. Well, on a national level, of course it is, but two, with the publicizing of it, I have to check it and make sure that everything's good with it, which is fine, especially with the speaker labels instead of attribution to people. But it's still something that they will not be published in an automated matter, basically. So I still have to have my eyes and attention on it, and that in itself is its own resource that I have to allocate. So, yeah, ZSpan is online if you want to check it out. ZSPAN.org. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, let me know. If I don't know what else to really say. So thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and have a great day.